It's the Friday edition of the Daily Rundown for this June the 10th. Remember the movie Wedding Crashers? Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn, crashing weddings, becoming the life of the party, picking up bridesmaids. Oh, that's a good show. It's a classic. That's one of those movies when it comes on, you got to watch. There's so many good lines in that movie. Well, apparently everybody loves a wedding crasher as long as it's a movie and not in real life. So Britney Spears got married yesterday for the third time. Girl, two's enough. Nobody needs to be married more than twice. Anyways, her and Sam Asghari, they walked down the aisle at Britney's house in L.A. Celebrity star-studded guest list, including Madonna, Paris Hilton, Gwyneth Paltrow. But there was an extra guest who said he was there to crash the wedding. It was Britney's first husband, Jason Alexander. And here's what it sounded like because he was doing an Instagram Live in front of security until they tackled him.
Hey, where's Britney at? Hey, tell me the truth. Where's Britney at? Brittany. Brittany gotta have a gun.
No.
Hey, Brittany. Get out, bro.
No, get out. You gotta leave.
Don't put your hands on me.
You gotta leave.
I'm Jason Alexander. First husband.
Oh,
I'm here to crash the wedding, bro. No, my name's Jason Alexander. Brittany invited me here. Britney Spears invited me here. She's my first wife, my only wife. I'm her first husband. I'm here to crash the wedding because nobody's here.
Now, if
but
you remember,
Sam.
Jason and Britney got married in the early 2000s. They grew up together in Louisiana. They were married for 55 hours total. Once mom Lynn found out that they got married, I guess she flew out to wherever it was Vegas or California, and then they got the marriage annulled. Could you imagine? Some people are saying, is this stunt? Are they filming a reality TV show for Netflix or something like that? To, because obviously we're all talking about it. There's definitely eyes on it. 15 years ago today, mass chaos in North America. I remember this vividly. I was freaking out just like everybody else. The Sopranos aired their final episode 15 years ago today. And remember that? They're in the diner. They're waiting for Meadow to come in. The door keeps dinging. Close-up shots of Tony, Carmela, and boom, screen goes to black. I thought, and like everybody else did, either the cable went out or our TV conked out. And I was freaking out. I was losing it. Then 10 seconds later, the credits come on, and you've got everybody going, what just happened? And for the longest time, and then there was no explanation. It came out years later that David Chase, the creator of The Sopranos, said, yeah, that would have been the end of Tony. Now, in watching that episode, and it was a couple months ago, I went and I rewatched all of The Sopranos from start to finish, because you forget it's 15 years ago already. The most tense part of that scene, it's not when the door is opening and closing and dinging and stuff. It's when Meadow was trying to park her car and she couldn't parallel park. Hey, I get it. I'm not the best parallel parker or whatever it could be, but the tension just building and mounting. I thought something was going to happen to Meadow outside. And not just in The Sopranos. To me, it was good the first time around, and it holds up every time that you'll rewatch it on demand. Yesterday, Stanley Cup playoffs. How about those Tampa Bay Lightning? They go to Madison Square Garden, first time that the Rangers have lost in these playoffs, and they win last night 3-1. It was a 1-1 game for the longest time. The Lightning score a goal with a minute and 50 left in the third period to go up 2-1, and then they get the empty netter 3-1. And I had said if the Lightning can tie the series 2-2, Lightning end up winning. They've got all the experience. They're the two-time defending champs. Now, here's the thing. Colorado is sitting and waiting. The Avalanche haven't won a cup since 2001. They've got Nathan McKinnon and all those young players. And probably a lot of people like me are like Ric Flair, to be the man, you got to beat the man. So would Colorado want to play the Rangers? Or do you want to really prove that you are the best team in the National Hockey League and take on the two-time defending Stanley Cup champion? Careful what you wish for. Game 6 tomorrow night in Tampa, 6 o'clock Calgary time. Stampede is a month away. Cowboys announced they're doing their barbecue cook-off once again. I love brisket. I love pulled pork. I love anything to do when there's slow smoking meats. If it's a TV show on Food Network, I'm in. If it's in and around Calgary, one of my wife and I's favorite places to go have dinner is Hayden Block down in Kensington. They do a nice brisket. Nice brisket. And the pulled pork, you can just there's just a hint of cumin in the sauces they make. There's another good spot called Get Smoked. It's right across from Sate on 16th Avenue, which is pretty good. But probably one of my favorites that went out of business pre-pandemic was called Holy Smoke. I think they had 3 or 4 locations throughout the city. So when Cowboys did this back in 2019, Guy Fieri came. He did barbecue, and he was one of the guest judges. No word yet if Guy is coming back. Is there a bigger name you could get in the food world when you're doing something like this than a Guy Fieri? I don't think so. Stamps home opener last night. I had said that the Stamps were going to beat Montreal. I didn't think it would be a close game. It ended up being a close game. Bo Levi Mitchell gets hurt in the fourth quarter. Jake Mayer has to come in, leads the Stamps on a drive. They kick the field goal, which holds up to be the winner. Final score 30-27. Now, I had picked the Stamps to win the Grey Cup this year. I think that they're going to be one of the best teams in the league. It took a while to get going, but it was the first game. The sad thing, though, is when they showed the stands, announced attendance was 21,200 people. There was no way there was 21,200 people there. Lots of empty seats. 10, 12,000 people maybe. And I think you're going to see this at a lot of CFL stadiums across the country this year. The price of everything is sky high, inflation. So if you are cutting back on things or luxury items, and maybe for some football tickets or luxury items where you'd be like, hey, let's go, as opposed to now you're going to watch it on the tube. Too bad, because you know what? The Stamps going to have another great team. And like I said yesterday, McMahon Stadium, when you're in your seat watching, one of the best stadiums in the whole country to watch a football game in. But I don't know what they're going to do. Even John Huffnagel had said, hey, you know what? Ticket sales and season ticket sales kind of slow, and they're kind of out of answers as to how to get that number up there. All right, that's going to do it for the Daily Rundown. If you're following along the social channels, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, you can find us at Maz McFly.